Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Kitsap Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Whoever you are and wherever you come from, for this hour we here are one gathered congregation and all are welcome. Please rise in body or spirit to join in singing our musical call to worship, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In, hymn number 361 in our gray hymnal.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your heart, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
My name is Robin Singh, and I use she, her pronouns. We're asked to do a brief self-description to help people who don't see well. I have long dark hair, and I'm wearing a black and white shirt. And I am currently a lay leader and also on the Finance Committee. Our guest speaker this morning is Melinda Hughes, who serves as our Director of Lifespan Faith Formation. Passionate about her work, she invites people into deeper spiritual exploration and a Unitarian Universalist faith centered in love. She has served the KUUF community for 13 years and continues to serve as a public educator, now in her 35th year. We strive to be an inclusive community. If you are visiting this morning, please participate as you feel comfortable. You're also invited to stay and meet people during the coffee hour after the service. If you are attending online today, you're welcome to introduce yourself in the chat. I'd like to call your attention to today's after the service events listed in the insert in your order of service. So today, after the service at 11:45, we're having our quarterly potluck, and then our farmers market in the breezeway. And so far what we have is fresh blueberries, homemade granola, fresh lettuce, fresh onions, and fresh green beans. And there may be more. Fresh what? Flowers. Okay. Okay. Let's now take a moment to silence any electronic devices that you don't need to be monitoring for our time together. And now please join me in taking a few centering breaths. we acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the Aboriginal territory of the Suquamish people. Expert fishermen, canoe builders, and basket weavers, the Suquamish live in harmony with the lands and waterways along Washington's central Salish Sea, as they have for thousands of years. Here, the Suquamish live and protect the land and waters of their ancestors for future generations, as promised by the Point Elliott Treaty of 1855.
Good morning. I have short strawberry blonde hair, I'm wearing chunky black glasses, and I am wearing a dark blue sleeveless dress with white geometric designs on it this morning. Our opening words are "The Heart of Our Faith" by Monica Jacobson Tennyson. What is it that calls you here, that calls you onward, that calls you inward, that leads you homeward? What is it that gives you power to make that change, to ask that question, to take that journey? What is it that says you have done well, that asks you to learn more, that brings you to stillness, that holds you up in hard times? It is relationship, the beating heart of our faith. It begins when we share this hour, our truths, this air, our hearts. Come, let us worship together.
And now we welcome Mac Johnson to come forward and light our chalice. Mac is a safety monitor, usher, a lay leader, and also a member of the Men's Book Club. He is a believer in the Church of the Blue Dome and is regularly found in wild places. Join me now in lighting our chalice. For our ancestors, for our children, for ourselves. Each Sunday, we light the chalice of our religious heritage. We do this for our ancestors, who taught us through their various religious traditions and by their actions for justice and hope. We do this for our children, who are learning the traditions we teach and who learn more from our actions than from our words. We do this for ourselves, so that we are inspired to remember our beginnings, reflect on who we are now, and spread our wings as we understand who we seek to become. Please join me in the spoken affirmation. We gather as a caring community, seeking life's deeper meanings. We value diversity and affirm the worth of all living things. We strive to speak truth in love, to act for justice, to grow in spirit, and to care for the earth. We celebrate with open hearts and minds the creative power that sustains and transforms us. Please rise in body or in spirit to join in singing hymn 1010, We Give Thanks, in the Teal hymnal.
Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all God
welcome Trey Jackman for A Time for All Ages.
Good morning. I have bald hair, a nice red Irish beard, and I'm wearing a Hawaiian orange and red Hawaiian shirt. Have you ever wondered why you're here? You are the only you there ever has been or ever will be. You have so much to offer. Maybe you will invent something that no one has ever seen before. Maybe you will build things that reach high up into the sky. Your life is yours. Try as many things as you can try. See as many things as you could see. Wherever you go, take your hopes, pack your dreams, and never forget it is on a journey that discoveries are made. Maybe you will help others to see the beauty in each day. Or maybe you will lift cheering crowds onto their feet. Do everything with love, follow your heart, and see where it leads you. Maybe you are here to shine the light into places that have been dark for too long. Maybe you will speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. Maybe you are here to help in ways that only you can help. There will be struggles, there will be fears, and it won't always be easy. At times it'll feel really hard, and you might make a mess of things. You may fall down. You may fail. But you will always get back up, and you will rise a little stronger, a little taller, because there's really is more inside you than you know. And this world needs your gifts, your talents, your big ideas. And maybe you are just getting started. What if you are the only scratching the surface of what you can do and who you can be? What if you have talents you haven't discovered yet? There is something powerful, even magical, about you. You already have everything it takes to do big things. Maybe you have no idea just how good you really can be, or maybe you don't know how much you matter, but maybe, just maybe, the world has been waiting centuries for someone exactly like you. One thing is for sure, you are here, and because you are here, anything is possible.
As a religious community, together we can do the work of many. By sharing in the sacred act of giving, we transform gratitude into generosity towards our mission. One way that our mission inspires us to act on our UU values is to share our weekly offering with a local nonprofit agency providing services within our larger community. Our charitable giving recipient for the month of July is Kitsap Harvest. If you would like your offering to go to this month's charitable giving recipient, Kitsap Harvest, please use the envelope from inside your order of service. If you need an envelope, please raise your hand and the ushers will bring you one. If you would like your offering to go to KUUF, please put it directly in the basket. Instructions on other ways to make your gift, including a QR code, will be on the screen. Let there be an offering to strengthen and sustain our beloved community, with a gift of music from music director Brian Kenny playing Into the Dream by David Lanz. When shared together, our joys are amplified and our sorrows lessened. Oh, I'm sorry. We need to release our children. Please rise in body or spirit to join in singing our children to their programs. The words will appear on the screens. Okay, for our joys and sorrows today, and again, when shared together, our joys are amplified and our sorrows are lessened. We have an anonymous sorrow for the many, many wildfires raging across the world. And I'm sending tremendous gratitude to those brave firefighters battling them. And we have another anonymous sorrow for my children whose mother has had a severe stroke and remains in ICU. And we have a concern from Bonner Sams. Concern is for a surgical procedure he will have done Wednesday, July 29th. He's hoping it will fix all that's ailing him and more will be revealed. And then we have one from, can't quite make out the name, sorrow. More of us didn't stand up to honor the memory of those folks killed by ICE this month at Bremerton City Hall. And we light one last candle for those joys and sorrows that are still too tender to share. Please join me in a moment of prayer or intention. In the spirit of community, in which we find strength and common purpose, we share our joys, our sorrows, our hopes, and dreams. We have turned our minds and hearts toward one another in trust, giving love, seeking comfort, and celebrating together. We are part of the web of life that makes us one with all humanity, one with all the universe. In all the moments of our lives, for those loved ones and events shared this morning, and for those we yet hold in the silence of our hearts, we are truly grateful for the love and support of this beloved community. May the spirit of life and love bring peace to us all. Amen, and blessed be. Please remain seated as we sing hymn number 391, Voice Still and Small, in our teal hymnal. The words will appear on the screen.
Our reading this morning is Faith Formation is All We Do by Kathy E. Smith, Director of Family Ministries at the Unitarian Church of Baton Rouge. Faith formation is learning who you are, figuring out how you want to live, and filling the toolbox you will need along the way. That toolbox should hold the practices that keep you grounded, a community that supports and encourages you, connections that sustain and challenge you, and resources that you need to keep growing and learning. Not just resources for our bodies, or our emotions, or our brains, but resources for our spirits, that part of us that makes us love, laugh, cry, pray, sing, wonder, dance, and take care of each other. The part that seeks out answers to the big questions like, what do I hold sacred? Where do I feel the presence of something bigger than me? Where do I turn when things are too big for me to handle by myself? How do I make meaning of my life? Faith formation is learning the ways our spirits interact with the world, both the world we see, hear, and touch, and the mysteries we cannot experience with our physical senses. And it's creating and ever-deepening ways to keep our spirits healthy and growing. Unitarian Universalist faith formation is becoming able to articulate what our faith teaches and what it doesn't teach. It's an ever-deepening understanding of what our faith calls us to: compassion, justice, love, liberation for all, starting with the most marginalized, and continually awakening and reawakening our responses to that call.
Faith is a forest in which doubts play and hide. Insight can hear the still small voice deep inside. Web of life, may this thread I weave strengthen commitment to all I believe. Vision be my guide as I seek my way. Lead me into this tender day. Speak through me in all I do and say. Seeds of both meek and strong are scattered in air. Dignity shines undimmed by bigotry's glare. Web of life, may this thread I weave help me bear witness to all I believe. Justice be my guide as I seek my way. Lead me into this tender day. Speak through me in all I do and say. Fortune and famine ride the swift winds of change.
grew up about a mile from here, just over the hill. It was a neighborhood that once a year closed the cul-de-sac for a neighborhood picnic. My mom still lives there. 2 minutes. It's a 2-minute drive. Being the fourth generation to live in Bremerton, I grew up surrounded by family. I went to school with the same group of friends from preschool through high school graduation. Family, Sesame Street, Mr. Rogers, dance classes, campfire girls, books, swim team, band, and friends filled my day. I did not grow up going to church. I had no idea that KUUF was just down the hill and around the corner. And I started thinking about that was the previous one, was down that hill and around a corner, and then down this hill and around the corner. But I had no idea it was here. It wasn't until I moved away that I found Unitarian Universalism. Or maybe it found me. I wasn't looking for religion or a church. Attending a Saturday night concert at Olympia Unitarian Universalist Congregation was my introduction to Unitarian Universalism. Some of you have heard this story before, but there was a woman, I don't remember her name, but she was one of the congregation's elders, and after the concert, she grabbed my hand, patted it, and said, "I hope you'll join us tomorrow." I did. I went back for service the next day. I wish she knew the impact those 6 words had on my life. Those 6 words of invitation led me to becoming a Unitarian Universalist. Growing up unchurched, all I knew of religion was what I'd learned through cultural osmosis. I knew there were different religions and different denominations. Friends had taken me to Catholic Mass or Lutheran services. I attended CYO and Christian Scientist youth dances, but I never heard of Unitarian Universalism. Like many others, I discovered how to do church by observing and following along. I knew I liked the way it felt when I walked in the door. I saw justice in action. I felt compassion, love, and liberation. The first service I attended was a Pride service, and the welcoming church community helped me to be brave and gave me courage. That congregation was the first place where I openly identified as queer. I enjoyed attending dinner circles, singing in the choir. I was a member of a community. I had something to offer, and I was accepted. I could tell you how I felt about the congregation, the members, the service, the minister, her name was Reverend Sandra Bell, but I couldn't yet explain what Unitarian Universalism was. Even though I couldn't explain what it was, I knew it had become part of my identity before I had the language to describe it. The church was the door I walked through to find the faith I didn't know was calling me. I'd found a community that supported and encouraged me. When I moved away from Olympia, I wanted to find that community again. The first thing I did was seek out a new church, and seek I did. I visited Edmonds Unitarian Universalist Congregation, Shoreline Unitarian Universalist Church, University Unitarian Church, and Kitsap Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I joined KUUF. This was the 1990s, and I jumped right in. And I can remember the day vividly because it's the day the new administration building was dedicated. That was my first day I attended. Those of you who know me know that I am a doer. I am not a sitter. I joined the worship committee right away. I belonged to the Women's Book Club, the Flaming Chalices, and a singles breakfast club. I took a class called Cakes for the Queen of Heaven, went to the fellowship campout north of Port Angeles, and attended the fellowship retreat at Seabeck Conference Center. I met people, made friends, and was involved. It was at that point when Beth Wilson encouraged me to apply to become the director of religious education. This was when I began to fill my toolbox. This was when I began to explore practices that kept me grounded. It was also when I began to find the language to articulate what our faith teaches and what it doesn't. As the director of religious education, I participated in trainings and book studies. I attended ordinations all over the Puget Sound. I attended installations of new directors of religious education. I discovered resources to help me continue learning. It was through these experiences that I gained a richer understanding of Unitarian Universalist history, identity, and what it meant to create a worship service. Through these experiences, my toolbox began to take shape. I explored our shared values more deeply and found opportunities to live my faith through action. Being a Unitarian Universalist is a cornerstone of my identity. I truly believe that Unitarian Universalism is a life-saving, transformational liberation faith. And if someone gives me the opportunity to talk about it, I do. Because of this, because I'll talk and talk, as you know, I call myself an evangelical UU. I want to spread the good word of Unitarian Universalism. My journey isn't unique. I've had many conversations with people who have said they aren't really able to explain what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist. When I'm in a conversation with people and they ask me about our faith, I really have to catch myself because I find myself trying to explain it by what we are not, instead of who we are. It was through faith formation, community, worship, and service that I found the language. KUUF's vision is a liberal religious community that deepens our roots, widens our circle, and brightens our flame. How do we do this? One way is through faith formation. The mission of the Lifespan Faith Formation Committee supports this vision through fostering growth by providing opportunities for spiritual exploration and discernment grounded in Unitarian Universalism. Or, as Lucas Jackman put, one of our committee members, to ground and grow. Many of us have learned what it means to be a Unitarian Universalist through what we've experienced, what we've observed, and what is missing. What the Lifespan Faith Formation Program strives to do is to make this learning explicit. We want to create opportunities to explore Unitarian Universalism and what it might mean in your own life. No matter how you identify, humanist, pagan, atheist, agnostic, or theist, we are all here because we are Unitarian Universalists, drawn together through our shared values and our theology centered in love. The Lifespan Faith Formation Committee is leaning into 3 areas: widening our circle, spiritual exploration, and Unitarian Universalism. Each of these is an invitation to deepen your roots in this faith. While I'm going to share a little bit about each program, and don't worry, you don't have to memorize the information, I'll share it with you later when we get closer to the classes, the committee will put more details out in September. If you're excited after what you hear, I can share some information with you after the service. Let me start with our elementary and middle school participants. Each Sunday, they participate in the start of the worship and then head off to the Matin building. We're excited to announce that this group has grown and our children are growing with it. Starting this fall, there will be 2 groups, so the children and youth can engage in age-appropriate activities grounded in Unitarian Universalism. Additionally, outside of Sunday mornings, families with children in kindergarten through 3rd grade will have the opportunity to sign their children up for Our Whole Lives Sexuality Education, a program which supports parents in educating children about birth, babies, bodies, and families. It's exciting to see programming expanding not only for children, but for adults also. What opportunities are there for you? First, widening our circle. Last week, some of you were here as Alex Capitan shared about radical welcome. We invite you to continue that conversation by participating in an 8-week course, Transgender Inclusion in Our Congregation, from Transforming Hearts Collective. The class will meet Tuesday nights in September and October. This course was co-created by Alex, who you met last week, and Reverend Michael O'Neill Slack. And as their website says, it is intended for everyone from novices on trans identity to those with decades of life experience. Rather than simply offering Trans 101, this class pushes participants to the next level of congregational welcome, relationship building, and skills building. It counters mainstream's narratives about who trans people are, supports understanding of non-binary identities, and employs a deeply intersectional approach. As the reading says, this is one way to deepen the understanding of what our faith calls us to: compassion, justice, love, liberation for all, starting with the most marginalized, and continually awakening and reawakening our responses to that call. Second, we have spiritual exploration. For spiritual exploration, there will be 3 different discernment groups starting this fall, and they will meet monthly, once a month, from September through June. All use Soul Matters spiritual discernment process. Participants reflect individually and then gather to share their insights in a disciplined listening practice. If this is something that sounds interesting to you, you're invited to participate in 1, 2, all 3. They meet on different nights. Each month, participants receive a packet that contains questions, journal prompts, and activities suggestions around a specific theme. These question prompts and activities are to be done prior to the group meeting. It's your opportunity to engage with the theme of the month through reflection and activity. The activities are what sets the groups apart. Creativity Matters will be familiar to some of you. The group has been offered the past 2 years. Creative projects guide the spiritual discernment in this group. A UU Writers Group is new this year. Again, the same process will guide the group, but writing will guide the spiritual discernment. Also new this year, Practices Matter. Each month, participants will engage in a new spiritual practice and then come together for reflection. The hope of these groups is to connect you to your deepest self. We hope that these groups are not just resources for your bodies or your emotions or your brains, but resources for your spirits, the part of you that makes you love, laugh, cry, pray, sing, wonder, dance, and take care of each other. We hope that these programs help you to learn the ways your spirit interacts with the world, both the world you see, hear, touch, and the mysteries you cannot experience with your physical senses. That your experiences will create ever-deepening ways to keep your spirit healthy and growing. Third, there will be 3 avenues for deepening your understanding of Unitarian Universalism. First, a 4-course series will be offered. The series includes UU History 101, UU Elevator Speech. Do you know elevator speech? Like if you are in an elevator with somebody and they say, "What is Unitarian Universalism?" you have from the top floor to the bottom floor to explain it. Your UU elevator speech. Turning points in UU history and UU theology. Additionally, those interested can participate in the 2026-2027 UU Common Read, Love at the Center, Unitarian Universalist Theologies. Reverend McKinley is using this book as a seed for her next KUUF sermon. And finally, we're going to play games. We will be hosting a mystery game that goes along with the Common Read and another that explores UU values. While we're still working out the details on this, we are really excited by the possibilities. We hope that these opportunities to explore Unitarian Universalism helps you to be able to articulate what our faith teaches and what it doesn't teach. The Lifespan Faith Formation Program exists to help you build your own toolbox. Practices that keep you grounded, a community that supports and encourages you, connections that sustain and challenge you, and resources that help you keep growing. I had no idea what that invitation those many years ago would mean, that I hope you'll join us tomorrow and where it would lead me. I'd like to extend an invitation to you. I hope you'll join us in exploring our faith. Who knows where it might lead? Please rise in body or spirit to sing our closing hymn, Becoming. The words will appear on the screen. We find this hymn in our new online hymnal, Sing Out Love. We'll be learning more about this online hymnal and KUUF's contributions to it in August.
I am who I'm becoming. I am all I have done. I am what I am dreaming. I've only just begun. I am who I'm becoming. I am all I have done. I am what I am dreaming. I've only just begun. I am who I'm becoming. I am all I have done. I am what I am dreaming. I've only just begun. You are who you're becoming. You are all you have done. You are what you are dreaming. You've only just begun. You are who you're becoming. You are all you have done. You are what you are dreaming. You've only just begun. You are who you're becoming. You are all you have done. You are what you are dreaming. You've only just begun. We are who we're becoming. We are all we have done. We are what we are dreaming. We're only just begun. We are who we're becoming. We are all we have done. We are what we are dreaming. We've only just begun. We are who we're becoming. We are all we have done. We are what we are dreaming. We've only just begun. We are what we are dreaming. We've only
Please be seated. That was lovely. Today, we can enjoy our quarterly potluck after the service. If you are willing and able, please help us put out the tables directly after we close the service. Then enjoy the contributions to the potluck. You are, of course, welcome to bring your own food and drink into the sanctuary to enjoy in fellowship with others. Thanks to Chalice Circle 9 for providing for us today. Also, be sure to check out the farmer's market. That sounded like some delightful things. Blueberries, flowers, green beans, onions. I had some granola a couple weeks ago. It was delicious. Thanks, Karina. Hey, and we encourage you to move back into the sanctuary with your food so we have a little bit more space out there in the foyer and to socialize. Our closing words this morning. May you be filled by Eric Williams. May you be filled with the blessings of this covenanted community. May you carry them with you as you depart from here. May you discover the places in the world where these blessings are needed. May you have the courage to share them. May there be an open place within you to receive the blessings of the people whom you meet along the way.